is well, all is well. In my world, all is well, all is well. Oh, in my
So, hello, wherever you are. This is Reverend Dale Worley here. I am the minister at Unity of Savannah, a center for spiritual awakening in Savannah, Georgia. And I'm also on the executive team, the board for the INTA, the International New Thought Alliance, and appreciate you tuning in to our little broadcast here. Over the next few months, or next few weeks, we're going to be talking about the upcoming INTA 106 Annual World Congress, which is in July, July the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And today we are blessed to have one of our presenters on the program. This is Reverend Sonia Byrne. Welcome, Sonia.
Oh, good to see you, Reverend Dale. Nice to be here.
Thank you for taking time out to speak with us today. Reverend Sonia, you are a religious science minister, correct?
That is correct.
And you're also the executive director for the Centers of Spiritual Living. That must be quite a responsibility. Could you talk about your New Thought background just a little bit?
Sure, absolutely. So I had been in a very corporate role in the business world and found myself reading a lot of books that had come my way. You know, it's the typical entry into New Thought, I think, for people, Louise Hay and the Wayne Dyer. And I was just seeking something different. I started to do my business work really quite differently. And then I was living in Toronto, Canada at the time, and I had been looking in on this center online called CSL Toronto and decided to go there for the New Year's Burning Bowl ceremony for 2011. And I walked in the door, and I think I had the typical kind of experience that people have, where I thought, oh my gosh, these people, they read the same books. They're saying the same things. They believe what I believe. So it was just a wonderful feeling of home. And I think there's that 90-day period that people have where they say, you know, they cry and they release and they really feel like they've stepped into something. And having a business background, I went right in sort of full face. You know, I joined the board. I started doing speaking. I started taking workshops. I was just all in. So that was my entry point in. The work has taken me all around the world. And actually, I began my ministerial program while I was doing a project in Cairo, Egypt, and then made my way back to the western side of the planet. And then upon graduation, this role, as serendipity would have it, you know, timing is perfect in the universe. This role of executive director for Centers for Spiritual Living became available, and it allowed me to use my ministerial background and my business background. So it's been a wonderful joining of all that.
Isn't it wonderful how when we set our intention, the universe just rushes in to support us when we're like 100% all in and we say yes, and then amazing things happen. That's a great story. You know, I was thinking as you were speaking about being in Cairo that we do call our teaching New Thought, but it's actually based on ancient wisdom. I was wondering if you had access to any of that ancient wisdom while you're in Egypt.
Well, you know, it's very interesting because wherever we go, we bring all of our thoughts and our ideas and our beliefs with us. So, for instance, in the day-to-day life of living in a Middle Eastern country, the call to prayer happens. And the call to prayer happens 5 times a day. Spiritual mind treatment is a 5-step treatment. And every time the call to prayer went off, I took the opportunity to stop and be in gratitude initially. And then I began doing the 5 steps of treatment when I would hear the prayer. So I think, you know, that whole wisdom of just merging what was and what is today. When you're in a place like that, you get an opportunity to do that. And it is all one. It is all so much the same.
Beautiful. Thank you. So you're going to share your intersectionality of the corporate world and the spiritual world with us during the INTA conference, which is Congress, which is on July 20th through the 22nd. And I think we have you on the schedule for in the morning, on Wednesday morning. And you shared with me that your topic is consciousness in the chaos of leadership.
Isn't that perfect for right now?
Yes.
As ministers and leaders, we work on our consciousness, we work on our spiritual evolution, we work on our awareness, we have daily spiritual practice, we stay very present in the world, in the work that we do. And then something like the last year and a bit comes along and really throws us for a loop and really test our flexibility and how we can have that centeredness and that consciousness while being leaders in whatever the environment would be. So it really, the idea of being a leader in this last little while has involved a certain amount of chaos. And chaos is really an experience that we weren't ready for. We were really, by definition, it's very simple, that it took us by surprise. And so we had to both remain very centered as leaders and role models, and also take care of ourselves in that. But we had to lead from this place of still staying in consciousness and helping other people navigate all of that chaos. So if we looked at chaos as a problem or a pest, then we have some resistance and build a wall or a barrier to it. But if we look at it as this really transformative energy, then we're able to ride the wave of what's happening, and really delightful things occur.
That sounds wonderful. One of the things that's occurred to me over the past year or so is just the reaffirmation that everything in the outer world is temporary and always changes. We get in these rhythms in our lives where we do the same job, we have a routine, we have a schedule. And if anything, the last few months have shown us is that, that can just go away and change in the blink of an eye.
Absolutely. And so what do we do with that? Do we dig our heels in and resist it? And I have a way of leading, and so I want to go back to that. Or do we find a space for openness that perhaps we can learn something about ourselves and even show up differently as leaders? And I think what's been very interesting in this pandemic experience as leaders is that there's a lot of grace that we have given each other, and a lot of space for the not exactly perfect of everything, and the okayness and the creativity and the kind of like, oops, that was interesting. We've really become much more generous with each other and ourselves that way as well.
Thank you. So tell us what you're looking forward to most at the INTA Congress this year.
What I'm looking forward to most is that we can all be together. And I think that we've been able to navigate this time and be able to still provide really important programming in this online experience. And so the question I think people will want to know is this our last one? Will we do a hybrid? Are we embracing something now that will remain with us, or do we want this to go by the wayside? And so I'm really interested to see and feel the temperature of the experience for people. And first of all, I'm just so grateful that we can still do this no matter what's going on in the world. And then I have a second layer of, just watching the reactions of people and calibrating, because I'm in leadership role where we have events as well. And we've gone virtual, and we're beginning to open up. And I'm just curious as to how people feel about this and what they're really asking for in the next iteration of what events look like. So I'll be digging into a few topics and sitting in, and also watching from that leadership level of like, hey, what's everyone thinking?
Well, I really appreciate your time today. I'm looking forward to participating with you in the INTA Congress. Is there anything else that you want to share with our viewers today before we close?
Well, I want to encourage everyone to come to the Congress, and also if you find yourself unavailable for that exact time, to be sure that you sign up so that you can get the recordings, because people have come forward with really great learning from this experience and really great information around how to be as a spiritual being, how to be a leader, and how to work in your community at this very interesting time. We can use more information and not less right now. So even if you can't be available, sign up and be with us on your own time.
Yes, so please go to newthoughtevents.org and you can register there and learn about all the presenters at the Congress and check out the schedule and everything that we're offering. We also did a Ministers Development Congress back in February, and all of those videos are still on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. So you can go there for free and check all that stuff out. But if you want to see Sonia, you're going to have to pay. So go register today at newthoughtevents.org. And thank you, Reverend. Would you pray us out, please?
Thank you so much, Reverend Dale. I would be happy to. It would be my honor. So we take this collective breath together right now and just allow whatever is around us to fall away in this moment, giving ourselves the space to be absolutely present. And it's in that quiet, in that space, that we can find ourselves convening with the one, that one big idea, that one universal divine, that one truth, that all-knowing, the back of all universal ideas, thought, showing up as harmony, showing up as peace in this world, so very, very, very needed in this moment, in this day. And so I recognize myself as a perfect emanation, a perfect expression of that one divine. And knowing that each and every person within the sound of my voice is that perfect expression as well. And so we all head out into this time together on the planet, and we walk softly and we be gentle with each other. And we recognize the divinity inside ourselves in every conversation, thought, and action. We recognize the divinity in every person as they present themselves in front of us in live or virtual form. And so we know that this INTA Congress for 2021 is a blessed event. It is already underway in the mind of the divine and is providing information, leadership opportunities, service opportunities, and most of all, the opportunity to commune together in this universe. So I just find myself in a deep space of gratitude at this moment for all that is and all that is about to unfold. So I simply release my word into that immutable law, knowing it is done, and invite you to say with me, and so it is.
So it is, and so it is. Amen. Thank you, Reverend. Thank you for your time today, and thank you everyone for tuning in with us today. Remember, go to newthoughtevents.org to sign up for the Congress and learn more about it. We hope to see you there.